Okay. Okay, it's muted. It's recording. God damn it, now I have to sneeze.
Let me start us off.
And I have to sneeze. Because of course I do.
Oh, I passed it to you from states away.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm still learning OBS.
Oh.
No, it's muted on my end, so I'm not constantly hearing a reverberation back at me. That's a word.
Why is it that when you said OBS, like, oh, is it my fault? Oh. Oh. I guess it's my fault. Here, let me try.
No, honey's not echoing. No, it's on the, when I have the stream up on Twitch, it'll echo back at me because it'll be playing,
Yes.
but it'll be muted or delayed. Yeah, I'm confused why Jazz is, I'm so confused.
I confused myself, it's okay.
Why is it that whenever you say OBS, I can only think of like IBS, and then my head goes to orbital bowel syndrome?
Orbital bowel syndrome.
Orbital bowel syndrome. Listen, it's this crazy condition, man. When I shit, it just goes.
No, you can't read it because okay.
Honey, that's on the stream now.
It is. Welcome everybody to my horrible 5th grade humor. What 5th-year-old? What fifth-year-old?
Well, I sound like I'm in 5th grade.
So... I'm a college student, guys.
I sound like I'm in 5th grade, so it's good. This is
it all checks out, y'all.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back. Honey, are you ready?
Yes, yes,
Left off at a very tense moment.
Super tense.
Shaking me. Okay. So, you're on the stairs in this, up to this huge monument of a building. You've got the obelisks on either side. There are no railings, so it's just the steps, and then you see these floating obelisks. And you have the large, dark wooden door. And then you have crows behind you. What are you gonna do?
Okay. First thing she's gonna do is kind of turn around and survey all this grass she's gone by, and like look up at those crows. And she still kind of like has like a little bit of her bread left, and she's sort of like chewing it and looking up at them. And she looks down at her bread, and she goes, hold up, wait, I need to whistle. Wait, why can't I whistle? Why am I not?
I would prefer you not whistle on stream because it usually gets really loud.
Really? Oops, sorry. Pretend I whistle. Whistle, whistle, whistle. And like kind of like crumples up the breadcrumbs and like kind of holds it out. And like just to show them like, look, I have breadcrumbs. And kind of like smushes like to make sure there's like no ash on like, not too much ash on like the floor. And then like just like drops the breadcrumbs on the floor and kind of looks at the crows like, that's for you. And then she like knocks on the door.
Okay, first you have to walk up the steps because you're still on the bottom step. You never walked up. So
sorry,
pause.
I do that.
So as you whistle, well, this isn't test, honey. We go in a sequence.
Sorry. Sorry. They go in a sequence, beginning to end.
Shade. Okay. We're gonna narrate every motherfucking step of this shit.
Every step of the step.
Every step of the way.
I do that. I narrate every step of the step.
I can hear Jazz. I can hear Jazz cringing in the Okay. As you whistle and you're about to turn around, you hear the sound of the hell? Hold on. Oh, what? Some emotes are going off in the chat. I was really confused. Anyway.
Oh.
You hear the sound of wings, and one raven glides up next to you and lands at your feet. Doesn't peck at the bread yet, but just kind of looks at you, takes a piece of bread, and then flies to the top of one of the obelisks.
Okay. Doesn't do anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Now I go up the steps.
Okay.
Step 1. Do I roll to step on the first step? How many perception check to see how many steps there are?
Stairs are not desert. No, you don't need to. You go up the stairs and it's okay, sorry. There's just random emojis suddenly popping up in the chat and I'm confused.
Oh, it's whenever somebody sends an emoji in the chat, it like floop flies up, I think.
Oh, that's weird. Anyway,
Here, let me
I was just make sure I didn't click something weird, but apparently I did. So you start walking up these steps. Thunk, thunk, and that's the only noise you can really hear. And out of the what's your passive again? I have it.
16, I think.
Perception, yep. Okay. Out of the corner of your eye, you see
My DUI.
a glimpse of movement at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't hear the door open, you heard no footsteps, and now there's just a robed figure standing at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Are you gonna continue?
What did you say?
Are you gonna continue up?
Yes. Wait. Absolutely, I will.
You didn't have to roll for that, honey.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how, because I am personally a little bit creeped out. Like, you're doing a great job of describing it. So I personally am like, even if she feels like fine, like that she should be welcome here, like you've been saying, I'm like, creepy place. So just double checking. She's great. She's fine.
Perfect. You get closer to this figure and you start to see it starts to just take a little bit more shape. It's dressed in a long black shawl or outfit, head and completely covered with a black shawl, and you can see some hints of dark blue and purple sashes around the thing, and a thick silver chain around its neck. And as you get closer, they slide. You don't hear, again, no footsteps, but they slide backwards, and what you assume is their head bows towards you and gestures with both hands towards the door.
She wants to do a perception check on this guy.
Okay.
Or an insight.
What are you looking for?
He seems welcoming, but she's just kind of, like in his general movements, but she's just trying to get like a vibe. This is a vibe check on this guy. Like, she doesn't know how to feel about it.
Okay.
Just general feel. That's so vague. That's not good, but.
What'd you roll?
It's a 9.
Total?
And depending on, what is it? Perception? You want me to do perception?
Well, if you're looking for how he's acting, or how he's his general vibe, it is insight. If you're looking at, like, body language, or not body language, but, like, looking at him, or them, them, because I'm horrible about doing that, them, that would be perception.
I'm gonna do insight. It's the same plus either way, but it's a 15 total because it's plus 6.
Okay.
But
you say that's not good, but that's above
Pretty good.
average. Like, definitely
Yeah,
above
like
average.
once you added the check, it's pretty good.
Okay, so as you're looking at this person trying to get a reading or some type of feeling off of him or them. Fucking horrible about that.
It's
Them,
okay. It's okay.
off of them. You can't really read much. You can't see their face, but in their most you can tell is their body language, which is hunched over, but as they're bowing towards you to get you inside, and you can tell most definitely they want you to go into the building, but you can't really read much more about it other than they're a person, probably, and can't really tell much else.
Okay.
You don't get any vibes, I will say, you don't get any vibes of like
malcontent.
Or evil per se. It's just a person. A creepy person standing in a doorway. You can't really tell. That's about
I guess that's just the librarian life, and she's just like, guess that's just how nerds are. And she kind of like gets her hat and kind of like he bows, and so she kind of like does a lean forward, like, okay, and kind of tips her hat a little bit. And as she goes by him or them, go by them, and like kind of look inside, like they kind of before they fully step in, they stop at the door. They want to like look inside to see what the deal is in there.
Okay.
That's a perception check, right?
Hold on. You're gonna get up there, and you go to kind of reach for the door, some kind of door handle, and you see none. But the person, as they were bowing to you, leans forward and pushes the door open.
Oh, and thank you.
It's, again, quiet. There's no creaking, there's no scraping on the floor, is what you would expect from this heavy, thick door. And this wood is about a foot thick. And it's a two-sided door. So you know when you walk into some cathedrals, they part open like this?
Sure.
They part open with two doors. They only opened one for you. They didn't open the other one. But you can see as you walk past that it is a solid door reinforced by metal. And you walk in, and inside, you don't need to roll a perception check unless because I'm just going to go off of kind of the obvious details, and if you're looking for something different, then you can tell me. Inside is a circular room, because I have a thing for circular rooms.
I love it. I love the circulars.
And it's almost strange because it didn't look circular from the outside, and as you look up, you can see the stained glass windows, which are now in a bright in blues and purples and some reds, depicting certain or what look like battles, or you can see there's some that portray a woman you recognize with a porcelain masked face wreathed in these wisping cloak and shawls, and you recognize her as the Raven Queen. And her hand folds out, and you can see thin lines of thread from her fingers tied among the tips. On the other side of the room, there is a set of spiral staircases leading upwards, and now you hear footsteps. Gentle, gliding footsteps coming down the stairs. Now you may roll if you want to notice anything else, or history if you want to try to decipher what's on the walls, or whatever you fancy.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't pick up the signs of like obviously what this was. I just feel dumb. Like obviously the crow, duh. And like I was like, oh wait, she likes birds, and I just didn't even compute to me that this. Okay. Anyways, she's really happy. She walks in, she sees her queen, and she just feels like, I think she just so much on the road, and it just sort of didn't click at first, like why she was drawn to this place or what it could be. And so when it just clicked in there, when she saw that, she just, whatever reservation she had, she immediately like just feels at home, and she's really happy. And I think that in her immense curiosity, yes, the first thing she's gonna want to do is like try to decipher what's on the walls and like just try to absorb as much of, this place as possible. So I guess perception check on that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception. And I would also like you to roll a general charisma check.
Ooh.
So roll 2 d20s, and one of them would be the charisma, and one of them will be the perception.
Okay. Oh, dang. Oh, no. Okay. I got an 11 and 5, and I've decided that the charisma one should be the lower one, because that one,
Okay.
it would make sense. So I guess charisma is a 4.
Okay.
And then perception is 11 plus 6 is 17. Maybe she's so caught up in it, she's just making a fool of herself.
I will let you know what the charisma check is for later, but I'm not doing it right now.
Okay.
It's, as you're standing in this room, you suddenly can hear everything more. Like outside, it was like there was just a veil of quiet, a veil of silence. That was a really weird way of saying silence. A veil of silence over the entire courtyard, which would have been a great way to describe that like 40 minutes ago. Anyway, inside, it feels as if it's been lifted. Everything, you can hear a slight wind and the steps coming down the stairs. The light coming through, which, strange, there should be no sunlight. You didn't see any sunlight in the courtyard, but now there's sunlight filtering through the stained glass, filling the room with a cold but comfortable blue light, and casting these mosaics across the floor. And there are about 7 windows in total. One, of course, the largest one, is the queen herself, the Raven Queen herself. The matron of ravens. I wanted to say something cool there, but the other ones you see, one with a splash of red that shows a demonic figure. And it's desperately reaching up towards a almost starry night sky with a smaller figure of the Raven Queen on it. At least that's what you can tell it is. It's a figure cloaked in black. You see another one, which is a man, sitting again by a throne made of, looks adorned in feathers. Again, draped in black with pale blue, and the one thing that stands out are his eyes, which are a blue. And off one shoulder is some white, almost stick-looking things coming off of it, and great raven feathery black wings out of his back. Fucking hope people get that. And it's just a sequence of events of, very little about what all of these are, but you can tell that they're all of great importance for history in the Raven Queen's ascension and who she is as a god. However, there's really not much else in this room to really discern. But as you're looking around, you see a figure, again, coming down the stairs. This time not entirely cloaked. Again, they're still wearing black. You see a theme of a lot of black.
Goth Squad.
I mean, it is
She loves
the Raven Queen. Come on now.
Yes, she knows. She knows.
This one has some silver threads draped across their chest, and you see is a woman now. You can tell this one's a woman because her face is not covered. She still has the veil around, almost like a nun, like, you know, a nun with the habit that you can't see their hair.
Yes.
Looks very similar to that. And she's looks at you and is almost surprised, but not quite. There's a knowledge in her eyes, and her footsteps hasten as she comes down the stairs. She's not running, but the thunk of her footsteps, you can tell she's starting to go faster.
Okay.
And as she descends onto the bottom floor, as she comes past the stained glass light, it does not reflect off of her. It stays perfect along the floor. And she comes up to you and she bows.
Okay.
It's a really long monologue, I'm sorry.
No, that was so beautiful. I'm so happy right now. She's so happy. Okay. Anka, as someone who worships the Raven Queen, how familiar do you think she is with like this sort of more formal, like temple-y stuff
Not
versus
at all.
her own personal? Not at all. Or like
I would say
the
she's
history?
familiar with some temples, but this you can feel that this one you get the distinct impression that this temple is special. That this is not your normal temple.
Okay. When she comes up to her and bows, she just like takes off her hat and like puts it to her chest and then also bows like even lower and then rises up. Like she's weirdly like the silence is just so present. It's almost like she doesn't want to break it. And so she's like kind of waiting to see if this person would break the silence first.
And that she does. You see her pale face, which looks aged but timeless as you look at her. And she comes up from her bow and is smiling.
Oh.
And as what you can tell, she is genuinely happy to see you. And as she takes a breath and her demeanor changes, she gets a little bit, her shoulders come down and she's like, okay, we can relax a little bit. I did not expect you to come so soon. It's a great honor to have one of the ladies' own visit our humble temple.
Okay. If you could see from my own reaction, she just like blinks, still holding her hat to like her chest, and you were expecting me in the first place?
Yes, not so soon, but yes, we were foretold of your arrival quite some time ago. Not you in particular, but one of you. And she gestures to all of you.
She like looks behind her and then back at this woman, and she goes, "Grandmother, I think maybe you're a little bit mistaken."
What'd you
Grandmother. She called her grandmother.
Okay. Like grandmaid. Okay.
Yeah, like grandma.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's been a mistake here. I'm just a traveler. I stumbled in. I don't know. I was looking for some books.
Are you not a Shadar-Kai?
Well, yes.
Well, then it is you. I mean, how many more Shadar-Kais are roaming around?
She just sort of like, she kind of takes her hat off her chest, she puts it on her hip, like, prophesized, huh? Okay. The stream couldn't see me, but I like she kind of like stands up a little straighter, like kind of like pushes her hair back, like, prophesized, huh? And then she kind of shakes her head. She's like, wait, she's not that vain. And
You sure about that?
She's a little bit vain. Okay, she's a little bit vain. She has her nice lacy clothes, but she goes, who told you why? Glenn always does all the talking. What prophecy?
Shh. That is not important. We were just foretold that you would come and you would need our assistance. So here we are.
Sorry, I'm ruining everything.
No, you're not.
Okay, it's just so good, I'm choking.
Stop that.
And okay, she says, help me with what?
Well, are you not here to track down? She goes to looks like she's going to say something, but it's like she pulls back because it's almost as if uttering a dirty word. The one who attacked your ship.
The Lich.
She cringes. It's almost like if somebody says the word Voldemort in Harry Potter. That is kind of like the reaction you're getting.
Okay, she goes like, oh,
it's fine. It's just, the undead are not welcome in these walls.
No, they're not. She kind of scratches the back of her head and she goes, so you're gonna help me? How are you gonna do that?
Well, we have one of the most extensive libraries within this side. So, besides, we also have a relationship with another place that holds much knowledge. So,
like a school?
Not quite. But
okay.
We are here to offer our extensive library free for you to use and free to offer as much help as you need.
Anka is just like filled with so much like holy gratitude right now. That like
holy gratitude.
Like, yes, she's like the queen is always taking care of me and making this so convenient. Like she's like in the temple and she's like looks at one of the stained glass windows and she goes like, yes. Like she like blows a kiss at it and is just like bows her head for a second and it's just like kind of whispers under her breath, like with her hands together, thank you.
Your voice carries rather loudly through the room.
Oh, okay.
Even as a whisper. Your normal talk doesn't change, but that thank you and that gratitude comes out almost, you whispered it, but comes out and almost echoes around the room, off the walls.
Sorry, you're hitting all of Hani's good points right now, okay? Like, thank you for this, Kelsey.
I'm not doing anything.
I don't know. This moment is really good for her and for me right now. I really love it. Okay, so she, like, lets that moment be and she turns back and she is just, like, not really any more questions. She's just accepted it as, like, a gift, a blessing. A convenient, very good blessing. And she looks at this woman and she says, well, great. What should I call you?
You may just refer to me as... She thinks for a second, like, because she doesn't... you don't need to know this, but... Dyra. You may call me Dyra.
Granny Dyra. I like it.
I am not a grandmother. I am the matron of this temple, but I am not a grandmother.
Oh. Okay. Okay, abuelita. She doesn't say that. I say that. She goes, whoop, okay. Matron Dyra, of course. She's gonna slip and call her grandmother, though. I'm just saying, character-wise, she will probably call her that a little bit. Okay. So then you could take me to this library that you're talking about, right?
Of course, if you'd like to get started right away.
Yes, please.
Okay. And with that, you are led up the stairs through into a hallway with many doors, and she leads you to the very far end door. None of these doors are labeled. There are sconces on the walls that project a very dim light. You hear no noises coming from any of the doors that you can hear. She seems to be rather briskly taking you directly towards the library, or towards this end door, which you can guess is the library. And are you gonna do anything else? So you just I don't want to cut you off. If you're.
No, I think. Well, she's taking well aware of her surroundings now that she's here. She's a little bit more. She knows that she's gonna get to her books and all of that. She's now not so much blinder. She's more curious. She's looking around and stuff. Even like with like buildings, she's the kind of person that wants to like draw a map of it. So even if she's gonna be here for a really long time, she's already like in her head like making a little map of like the hallway. That's just how her brain works. And I don't know, I think she would be really curious about like how the temple works and all of this sort of stuff, and she would think to want to ask that, but whether or not that would be now or like afterwards, I'm not sure. I think right now she's just thinking about her books that she wants to get to. And then afterwards, I'm sure she's gonna be here for a little bit and she can ask a whole bunch of questions.
Okay. Well, she opens the door, and again, solid door, not nearly as thick as the first door, but this is a solid door, and it makes no noise.
No noise.
And you walk in, and there's a huge circular. No, I'm kidding. This is a square room.
Circular, and a circular bed, and a circular window.
This is a huge square room, and it is lined with books, and you see there's another spiral staircase. This one's much tighter as it goes up onto another platform, and you can see just past the opening where the floor is, there are more books up these tight stairs. There are countless books. it is going to, you get this feeling that it's gonna take a while
Yes.
to find
Okay.
some of the information that you are looking for in particular. And she's like, well, I wish we had more to offer, but most of us are not scribes. We only collect, and unfortunately, it might take a while to get through, but we will offer you what are they fucking called? A devotee, to assist you once a day. Or we will offer you a devotee to assist you, as much as you want, but just keep your expectations in check. Because there are 4 levels of this. And she points
Oh my
up.
god. Wow. Okay. Oof. Okay, she is sort of overwhelmed at first, but like she's still standing tall. It's the same way she would face raging ocean on the bow of her ship. And that's like with like, oh boy, this is gonna be a challenge. But with like this readiness of this is what I have to do, and like what else am I supposed to do kind of thing. And she's not like a big reader for fun. Like in her free time, she's an outside kind of person, but she sees this as like a duty and like as a stepping stone to get to where she has to be. And so she isn't taking it with like any hesitation, you know. She's like standing there, she goes, well, and she like kind of takes off her bag and kind of like sets it on the floor, like kind of in a corner, and like puts her hands on her hips in a big sigh and appraising all this, and she says, this is more than enough. Thank you so much for this. Excuse me.
You're good. If anytime you want to stop because of your
yes,
cough, just let me know and we can pause it.
My syndromes, my syndrome. Okay, and she's like, this is more than enough, and I get a devotee and everything. And she
of course, we want to offer as much as we can to one of her children. And she looks at you with this reverence and like she's so impressed with just the fact that you're there. That she's like almost looks a little starstruck. Like she's like excited because how often you meet a Shadar-Kai. It's like this is yeah.
She takes it with like no, not even like offense of just because she's Shadar-Kai. She's just like, oh yes. You know, she like kind of stands up straighter and she's like happy. She's like, you don't have to treat me all like that. It's just you're really doing God's work here. So thank you.
Before we I will be your first devotee, of course. But what may I call you?
Oh yes. Pardon me. I do this all the time. I always forget. She does. She goes, my name is Anka.
Anka.
That is right. And she doesn't make a dumb joke this time because she like wants to be like dramatic and. Yeah.
Well, Anka, whenever you are ready, we have seats and we have records, but we do ask that you please do not tamper with the books or remove them, and please remember where you put them. This is a library, and while we don't usually give our services to the outside, we do keep some track.
of course, you know, everything's got to be organized. Once, you know, I sent Glenn on vacation, right? And he was like the guy that kept me organized. I like lost my cabin was a mess. You wouldn't believe it. From then on, I decided I need to be organized too, so I can survive without him. You know what I mean? And now I have to, which is wow. That's not a funny joke. Anyways, all I need are some papers, a quill, and I got you. I won't ruin your books. I'll put them back. Just get, you know, as long as I can have my notes
And please
do
feel
my
free
thing.
to use us, your devotees, your helpers, with anything. Any simple task, we will be willing to help.
Of course,
You're
Tyra.
like a
Thank you so
celebrity.
much.
That's kind of what you are right now. You're like a celebrity.
Yeah. We, she like kind of like puts a hand on her. She's not even thinking, you know, like if whether it's appropriate or not, but she like kind of puts her hand on her shoulder, and another one like takes her hand, and she's like, "Thank you so much, Tyra. You're a saint."
The first thing you notice is she is incredibly cold.
Oh,
It's almost like
it's a
touching her.
clammy one.
She's not like, it's not like clammy, like she's in a cold sweat. She's just, her skin feels naturally cold.
I know that was a Taz reference.
Oh,
So,
yeah, I know. I just wanted to make sure that was 100% clear.
yes. Cool.
Well,
Okay,
I don't know. Her hands may sweat a lot.
maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, please. Yes. So she leads you to a table, and they have provided a very comfortable looking chair for you to sit
I'm
at.
so happy. I'm
It
so
looks,
spoiled.
it's like poofy, and it looks like you could sit in this chair. Like, it's not like a recliner, it's like a normal like wooden type chair, but it's got some cloth, and it's like stuffed with down feathers, so it's really soft.
Nice.
And the other is another chair at the table, and it's just a plain wooden chair.
Oh.
So, and up there they had prepared a space. It's a very large table, and there's a stand where you can prop the books up on. There's, as you're flipping through, there's quills and inks, and there's paper, like parchment paper, all cut and rolled, so it's organized, and they're ready for you. They've been ready.
Kelsea, thank you for like inspiring like I wanna such a perfect good like scene as I wanna draw so bad. Like I'm like I wanna draw her at the table with the Dyra there, the quills and the parchment and the book on the stage. I'm sorry. Just thank you for all this inspiration that's bubbling up in me. It's great. And
that
you're
is
doing
the
great.
mark of I'm doing good as a DM.
You're doing a great job.
Also,
most of these scenes, I'm like, oh, I have to draw a comic of this. Oh, I have to draw a comic of this. Oh, I have to draw a comic of this. So, anyways, she like, yeah, like she like kind of rubs her hands and she goes to like strides towards this desk, like arms open and kind of pushes back the chair and like, oh, comfortable. Oh, fit for a captain. You know, kind of.
It even swivels, like.
It doesn't. I know mine does, but that
No,
one doesn't.
hers does. Yours swivels. Anka's, she's like,
does.
she leans back and she turns and she's like,
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Chair swiveling technology exists in D&D. It's canon.
It's canon. It's canon. And elevators too. Who cares? Spaceships. Anyways, she you know, she kind of like is comfortable there, like feels like with a desk in front of her with this feels very familiar. Like she feels like she's sitting at her captain's desk with like, you know, like her navigating things in front of her in her nice chair. And she feels like, yes, like I feel like in control, you know, here where I can control the amount of knowledge I take in. I can like I feel better about like spearheading what I'm doing. And so after she turns to Dyra, like testing out her new swivel chair, like really dramatically with like a leg crossed like this. and like her hand up. She goes, Dyra, you need a fancy chair too. Do you have a nicer chair than this?
Do what?
She says, you need a fancy chair too. Do you have a fancier chair than this? Look at this one. You're gonna hurt your butt if you sit on that for too long.
I will be hoping not to be sitting for very long, as I prefer to be in service. And it's fine. It's fine. She's like standing there and just like hands like this and just like waiting for you to give her an order. Like, what do you want me to do? It's very much like you're getting the feeling that this is kind of like inspecting a like this is a first mate like waiting for the order from their captain. You are the leader here. You are at the helm. And like
she's so happy. This is like where she should be. Okay. Okay, so she's looking for she says, all right then, bring me the most that you can find about the L word. Not lesbians.
I was just gonna say that. Oh my god. I haven't thought about that show in ever. I don't know exactly where to start, but I will do my best.
Yes, your best is gonna be just fine.
Are you planning on getting up and helping at all?
Yes.
Okay.
She would follow her. If she went off, she would like watch her go, be like, okay, I'll go help.
I'm trying to figure out what was a Scott Pilgrim reference.
What?
Alvin said there was a Scott Pilgrim reference. I'm like,
the L word? I'm in lesbians with you.
Oh, it might have been.
You remember? You know, the L word.
The L
lesbians?
word.
No. Lesbians?
Yeah, no, I didn't even get that, but yeah, you're right.
That's a good one.
It was a subconscious joke.
No, it's okay. That was like, my first thought was just in general, like, the L word. And then it was like a combination of Scott Pilgrim in the show.
Okay, so what I'm gonna need from you is it's trying to make me ban Alvin from the chat. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay,
Hashtag Alvin is banned 2K19.
I didn't mean to do it. I don't know why I was like, do you sure you want to ban this person? I'm like, no. What the fuck is going on? Okay. Anyway, yes. So this is what I'm going to need for you. You are going to be doing a bunch of perception checks, intelligence checks, and investigation checks. And this is going to be a fast forward over the next while to get all the information you need in this massive library. You're going to have advantage on any investigation checks.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and start those because you're going to be spending a lot of time in here. So you're also going to have to think about food and drinks and make sure that you I will say that if you ask for it, they will bring you food and they will bring you drinks and they don't have a place for you to sleep. But I kind of feel like Anka could be the type of person who's like, I'm not fucking leaving this library until we got this figured out.
She is the kind of person that would definitely do that and like just sleep there. Like she doesn't care. She would just like sleep under the desk or on the desk.
And you gotta remember, you're also elven.
Oh, no sleep. I forget.
So you don't have to sleep. You only can have to sleep for 4. You only have to go into a trance-like state for 4 hours.
That is true. That is true. So she would be okay with that. But I think, and she would go hardcore for like a while, like at least a couple weeks or even maybe a month or so or 2 months. But then I think eventually she would like, I have to step outside.
Yeah. And you're more than welcome this is just for an overall knowledge. You are more than welcome to come in and out. You are not allowed in the other rooms. You are a blessed being in this church, but you ain't the Pope. You can't
Yes,
get into
of course.
every room. So
Oh, no, she gets it. Why that's just distractions anyway. She's just
okay.
all that she needs is in there, so she's
I
good.
just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure, like, if you try to go into the other rooms, you are going to be stopped. They'd be like, I don't think you need in there. I am
Don't
sorry to
go in
disrespect
there.
you, but yeah. So
That's where we keep all the wine. And those flaky little flat bread things.
okay. So, and I will say there are windows on each floor of this library,
Okay.
but the main place of where you are. But however, if you want to move your chair, okay. So I'm gonna have you roll a d4. So
Okay.
roll your d4.
3.
Okay, 3. I'm gonna write that down. And now we're gonna start on investigations and perception.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you roll perception first.
Uh-huh. How many times?
Just once for right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, 6 plus 6 is 12.
You're looking as you first get up to like look around this room. You're overwhelmed by the amount of books, and you can't really start. You have dark vision, so you're not, the dim light in this area is not affecting how you see. But you really don't have any idea where to fully start. So you just kind of, the Daira standing behind you, and you kind of go to point off in a random direction. It's gonna be a little bit of railroading. I'm very, very sorry.
It's fine.
Kind of point off in a direction. She goes in that direction, starts pulling out books and going and sitting in her chair to start rifling through them. And then you grab a book and you start rifling through it. And now I need you to roll. And how do I want to do this? I'm gonna say, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Okay.
And I'll have her roll one as well. No, you will have advantage. You have advantage on this.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 19. Hopefully this one's a 20. Not a 20. It's a 5. So 19 plus 1, 20.
Okay. You start to pull off books, and you kind of notice that there's a chronological order that things are going on, and the first set takes place. The first takes place. Is much before modern day. You get references to gods and primordials living on Earth, or living in this realm, and how there are no clear separations between the realms. It's very blurred. You get a few references to the realms of gods and some inner fighting between them, but there's really no clear definition on what is a lich, or how, no full information on exactly what a lich is, and how, like, what you're looking for is just a starting point. So as you're going through and you're getting a lot of this information, and some of it catches your eye, you catch stuff about, the war, and stuff about a divine gate, which was created to to separate all of the realms, especially from the gods. After this huge war, you get some references to a thing called the Dawn War, which is, from what you can gather through skimming through the books, is about the primordials and the gods having a fight, and there were a lot of casualties on either side. And the primordials were banished to another plane, while the gods decided to separate into a place called what is now, you don't know what it's actually called now, it's just called the God Plane, or some references called the Afterlife. And these are very old books. They're yellowing pages. Some pages are almost crumbling under your hands. And a lot of them are written in, you pull out a lot of books that are written in other languages, some that's strange and warped, you have no idea. And Daira, who was with you part of the time, doesn't doesn't understand the languages either. And as you get to another devotee, nobody can seem to decipher this particular language. But it doesn't seem to have any information that you're so guessing. So after scouring the bottom part, and I'm going to say this takes you about a year just to get this much information. You're going to be here for a while. You know this.
I do know this.
So,
I know this.
Then you one day you're just like, none of this is, time almost seems to go faster when you're just focused on learning all these things. And one day you just put the book down and you're like, none of this is giving me the answers. None of this is giving me answers. So you move on to the second level. And things start to get a little bit more clear. You start getting references to a little bit more modern day stuff. Not necessarily modern day, but past the point of like gods and
Yeah.
And you get one. I need you to roll another investigation check with an advantage.
Okay.
That investigation check was to see how much information you were going to get.
Okay.
You did really well. So you got a lot of really good information there.
Okay. You said it with advantage, right?
Yes, because one other thing you notice is Dyra doesn't ever seem to sleep. Whenever she's with you, which she's there for you like 3 or 4 days at a time, never sleeps. Never seems to get tired.
She has like her ears covered, right?
Yes.
She's a nun-ish. And what does she like look like besides like older?
She's older, as you can tell. She's got an aged face, but timeless. She is very pale, and you don't really see her hands, as she keeps them pretty much covered and uses her cloak to pull her books. That's about it. Her eyes, I will say, as you do see those, are an almost ivory purple color, like a very pale lavender. And no eyebrows.
Maybe she's an elf, or an elf of some kind. Anka would be the kind of person to ask, but like
if you want to ask, go ahead. This is something that you would notice.
Okay. Then I think maybe one day while they're scouring this lower section and like she's like, well, while I'm here, I should get to know people, right? Get to know my crew. She has started convoluting it in her head. And like while she's like pulling books out one day and flipping through one, she kind of casually, while she's like in the same row looking, also leafing through something, she goes, I don't know if this is like a rude question to phrase, but are you an elf?
She comes back holding a book, and this is about after 3 weeks of you being with her, and we'll say more about 2 months of you being with her, and she is holding the book, and she just kind of looks taken aback. Her eyes go a little bit wide, and she's no, I am not. Why do you ask?
Well, I guess I'm just curious. I think we've gotten to be pretty good friends, and friends gotta know things about each other. So, and you never sleep, and so I was thinking, if you don't have to sleep, that's fine. Elf buddies, that's totally cool. But if you have to sleep and you haven't been, I should be a good friend and tell you to go get some rest.
Oh, no need to worry about that. I am okay. I promise. I would not do anything to jeopardize what we are doing here. So, please do not worry yourself with and my well-being. I am perfectly well taken care of. But thank you.
Like, okay. She smiles at that last phrase that she's like taking care of, and she goes, as long as you're okay. And then she drops it. She doesn't ask anymore.
Is she still watching her? Is she still
watching her, like in that moment? Or?
No, over the space of the year of them.
Yeah,
bottom.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. You've seen how she is like with people she just met. she likes like gauging them to like know who
I
she's
will have you
around.
roll
So
insight on her.
okay,
And then I'm also going to have you roll perception, and this is a perception over a time period. So
yeah.
So insight is on her current well-being in this after a couple months, and then the perception is going to be like an ongoing kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 3 on that insight. So 3 plus 6 is 9.
3 plus, yeah, it is. My brain was like 3 plus 6 is 12. No, it's not.
No.
I can't math.
It's okay.
She seems to be all right. You don't see any bags under her eyes. You don't really see anything like that would suggest she's tired. Her work production has not changed in any of the time. But yeah, that's really all you notice.
A very resilient old lady. I respect that.
Not old.
I don't know. When you said
she's
older,
probably
my head.
okay. I said
like
age.
my grandma.
Like she's not like in her 20s. She's probably like early 40s, but like
She's young.
Very, very well taken care of 40s. Like you know those people who like look like they're 40, but like you can tell they're younger, but they still have like that age to their face. That's what she looks like.
Okay, my bad. I was imagining her when you said older. When I think older, I think like grandma.
Oh no, 40s to 50s, I guess.
Okay, never mind. All this time I've been imagining her wrong. Sorry.
I try not to get like an age date, but
no, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Because ages are different. You can't just say that, and it's my fault.
No,
I should have.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. All right. So now is your perception.
Okay. That's an 11 plus 6, 17.
Okay. I'm gonna type something out to you.
Okay. Nice.
Let me get to our stuff, and this is important info.
Okay. We'll be right back after this commercial break. What is it called? Go to blueapron.com/Anka's Misadventures and enter promo code LWORD to get 50% off your first Blue Apron order.
Now I'd like you to roll an intelligence check for me.
Another intelligence check? Oh,
wait. Hold on.
Don't read it?
Go ahead and roll a d20. I'm going to look something up.
Can I read this?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Oh! Oh my god! No! No way! No way! Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Thank you, Kelsea. Okay, intelligence check, right?
I'm gonna have you roll a d20. I'm gonna check something.
Okay. Oops, that's bad. It's a 5.
Okay. I'm just gonna say some of these things that this woman is doing strikes you as odd, but you can't fully figure out what they're doing. You can't.
So what I just read is like
that's just stuff you've noticed. But I think you know what it's leading to.
I know, but Anka's like whatever. She's just kind of kooky.
Yep. I will also point out one thing. Just to give you one more hint.
She was also gonna offer her bread. I wonder if how she would have responded to that. Oh my god.
This is for you. The last thing I put is for you, honey.
Yeah.
But Anka did not put it together.
So, does nobody else know?
You don't know. You've seen Daira with other people in the temple, and they don't seem to treat her any differently. And she is one of the high priestesses, or what would be considered a high priestess. One of the more prominent.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Are you okay, honey?
You're just so good. Sorry, I'm just such a huge
do
fan.
Anything.
I'm just such a huge fan of yours. This is my favorite show. I'm so glad I get to be on it.
I didn't even do anything though.
Yes, you did. You did this. So
I'm
good.
sorry about the loud typing. I'm a very fast and loud typer.
Okay, stream. I know we've just been saying like who knows what we're saying, you know what I mean? Like sorry, but just know that Kelsea is being a freaking badass and is so cool and is awesome and blowing my mind by just doing like just something and making me go ah, and it's great and I love her. That's it.
So,
okay.
Honey, I want to make sure we're on the same page. Can you please type me what you think I'm telling you in the chat?
In the important info?
No, in the DM player talk.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure everybody else has put it together too, but I don't want to say it out loud.
Everyone probably put it together way before I did. Knowing me.
No. But, okay.
Yeah.
So,
everyone's probably like, honey, we already knew it from like the first scene, obviously. And I was like, what?
This was not something I was planning. This was not something I was planning. This was kind of a thing that after some wording choices, I'm like, let's do this. This will be fun. And
the talent just jumps out. Just, whoa, there it is. That's awesome. Okay, thank you, Kelsea. Quality. And the fact that Anka's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, just doesn't even realize. And is like me, that like just like not realize.
It's great.
I
love Oblivious Anka.
Do you notice these connections? Then that's great. Okay. She continues on, whatever. She's just kind of kooky.
And okay. So you come into the library another day after about a year. And the table is no longer there.
Oh.
But you see, you're kind of looking like, what the fuck happened to my table?
Where's my table?
Am I being like, you immediately start like, did I do something wrong? But then you hear some more footsteps as Daira comes down and she's like, oh, hi. We moved to what you. I'm not sure what the fuck that noise was.
Daira, are you okay? Was there something in your mouth?
You see her hack up
it's just like coughing up blood.
You see her hacking up a piece of fur.
Yeah. Whoa, what?
No, you walk up you walk in and you see Daira kind of like poking her head around and being like, oh, we moved your table seeing as there was no relevant information. It is up here.
Thank you, Daira. You're the best. She follows me.
Like,
I love her. She's so good. Okay.
So now you're up to part 2. And on this
Okay.
section, you start pulling books down and you're skimming through. You're getting very good at skimming at this point. So you start
Becoming a nerd.
pulling a
The
book,
transformation.
and Dairo hands you another one and be like, this is at the beginning. We will just keep skipping as much as we can get in. We will be having another visitor sometime within the next few months, and they should be able to help us a little more. So,
A visitor?
Yes. We called in a favor.
Oh?
We have gotten... we have... we are getting the impression that time is more of the essence than we thought. So... It's nothing that it's just, we might need some help, so we called in a favor. With another temple. So she holds it out and like goes and grabs another book after giving you the first one, and then just starts quickly skimming through.
Before they move on, she's like, well, I think you're doing a great job. This means I won't have you all to myself anymore. What a shame. But it's okay. We can all use some extra help sometimes, and that's okay.
You'll have me for another few months to yourself, so
months?
I will. Yeah, there are visitors coming in 2 to 3 months.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. For some reason, like my head was like, she's leaving.
No, Daira's not leaving. And I have a feeling that you guys, there's a lot of bouts of silence, but there's some talking you guys get into, and discuss a few things back and forth, and you hear about each other's childhoods and like what's going on, and like it's not all just with pages and stuff. It's
Anka's very much the kind that would ask and like be like, so how does this work? Have you like been a nun since you were a kid, or what? How does this all work? I got my book. I got my picture of my queen on the wall. I pray. I don't really come into the church too often.
You get some information from her about how she became a priest of the Raven Queen. She kind of skirts over some details, but she was already in service to the Raven Queen at some point, but never fully. And then something happened, and the church took her in, and she devoted herself to the Raven Queen from that point on. And she talks with reverence to the church as like it saved her life and gave her a purpose that she didn't think she was ever going to have. And as she talks, it's almost like you can definitely tell she's skirting over some details, but in that there's just a sense of gratefulness towards the protection and the service that she gives towards the Raven Queen, who she tells you didn't expect to accept her in, and is immensely thankful for this opportunity.
Gonna have me crying. It's so good. Just any sort of stuff like this, I'm already like, it's good. It's good shit. So,
okay. So I'm gonna need some investigation checks from you, and with advantage again.
Sweet. I keep rolling 5s on that one, so I'm gonna use this one. Okay. Investigation, right? 12 total.
Okay. Unfortunately, while you spent this first year and you felt like you were just getting so much information, what you're picking out and what you're getting over the next months of just searching is just mindless notes, mindless political figures. You just seem to be picking the wrong books. And even Daira is just apologetic, like, I'm so sorry, there's just so many books that you're just like, you can't go in order, but you keep like feeling like, okay, something relevant's gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen. And then 4 months go by, and one day, after having another devotee, another young man this time, an elven man, you could tell this one is very elven. He's kind of holds himself like that.
Mhm.
Another man comes, he leaves and he's like, Dyra comes and he's like, okay, I have some very good news. We have finally been able to get the help that we need. They will be here tomorrow. So, yes.
Wonderful. Yes.
Now let me look something up because I
Something
think
with
I wrote all
cheers.
this. I'm recycling. Hold on. Maggie, where the hell are you? There you are. Okay. All right. This should be fun. Okay. All right. This will be fun. Okay. So Dyra kind of takes the book from you and like, I think we should stop for a day. Take a break. You have had a summon from someone. The courier came to the door earlier today. She hands you a note.
Summons?
Yes.
Who could be summoning me? She kind of like takes it, like lets the book get taken, and she's like, okay, and she opens it and reads it.
You do not recognize the handwriting, but it says, "Hey, let me see if I can get the voice right. It's been an hour or so since I've done this voice. Hey, Anka, I would like anchor without the oar. I am staying at the Wooden Pumpkin for another night. If you would want to, oh God, I keep slipping in accents. I'm so sorry. If you would want to join me." And bottom it says Glenn, not Glenda.
Wait. Say that last part again.
It says Glenn, not Glenda at the very end. That's exactly what it says. Glenn, not Glenda.
Not Glenda. Yeah. I love her. She's so great. Okay. She goes, that's who would be summoning me. And she like folds up the paper and kind of like puts it in her pocket, like nice and secure. And she says, you know what? I think you're right. I think I'm gonna go out, have a couple drinks, meet up with my friend. When was the last time I've seen the sun or the moon or the sky? I don't know.
You get a weird look from Dyra as you mention this, and she's like, it's been a while.
Yeah. Anka ignorantly says, what do you say you come out to?
No, my place is in the temple. I prefer not to leave my duties.
Your place? Your place is wherever you want to be. You want to stay in here?
I want to be here, yes.
If you're sure, but the invitation is always open. I'll always buy you a couple drinks. I know this great bread stand. Best rye ever. I could take you some time. It's the bomb. No alcohol in it. Completely pious.
I would like you to roll insight.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
4 + 6 is 10.
You see a weird look cross her face, and she kind of, no, that's fine. And you think maybe she's just a little hungry because you mentioned bread, and like maybe it's been a while since she's had good bread. And
yeah,
she's like,
some bread.
No, I have.
Yeah. Okay, Anka is like, all right, whatever you want to do. But I'm just going to say this. She makes a note in her mind that next time she gets the opportunity, she's going to go to the bread stand and specifically get bread for her and give her a full loaf of bread.
You can go to this bread stand.
We don't have to RP it.
You have gone to this bread stand once a week, and you've become very good friends with Jenny.
Yes! Yes! Okay, good. Perfect. That's just I was planning. Okay. Great. Let's go out see Glenn.
I'm giving you some time to kind of get a break from like. I know it hasn't been a lot, but like I feel like I'm railroading you, and I don't really like it. So I'm kind of giving.
I'm having an amazing time. This is like perfect. Don't say that. I'm having an amazing time.
I'm glad. Thank you.
You're doing so good. I'm having so much fun. Okay, let me just take a like a coughing break.
I have to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back as well. But I hope everybody's enjoying it and that it's all good. And I can PM anybody who wants to know the information that I'm leaving out of the stream.
Hold on, let's see what they're writing here in this chat. Is good at 2 + 2. That is true, Alvin. Unplanned is always the really nice flow. Oh man. What is this spray? Go to chloraseptic.com/honey's coughing.
Honey,
Promo code
tea or anything?
hack.
Do you have tea or anything?
To get 50% off your next spray.
Honey, do you have tea or anything?
Maybe. Maybe I should make. Do you think I should make some? Maybe I'll make some.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. I'll go make some. Thank you for the coughing break. Hey y'all.
Do you guys want secret info? do 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 do. Sorry if I hope everybody's really enjoying it. As long as Honey is, that's what matters. Okay, we need to get Honey on mic so we can do all this shit on Discord so I can have music. We need intermission music. That's not just me talking into the mic because I don't like quiet. Oh, stop grabbing the curtains.
Fox.
I don't know if you guys can hear the purring, but I'm holding my cat. That's what that noise is.
I can hear the purring.
I think it's picking. I thought it was
I-
picking up. Oh god, I can hear cat purring. I didn't even realize Alvin put that in the chat.
You can put music because it just give me a second. I need to pause this. I need to mute the stream because now I'm getting an echo.
Oops. Yeah, I didn't want to like complete. I still haven't figured out how to pause it, so I'm gonna have to figure that.
You don't need to pause it. You can put music. Just play it on your computer, because if the stream is picking up honey, it's going to pick up whatever else you're playing.
Oh.
Yeah, it's picking up what's playing on your computer.
Does somebody have good intermission music?
Cal? Babbles?
The sound of my enemies. Alvin actually sent a song. Let's see what this is. I'm proud. This is probably gonna be instant regret.
Send it to me. Let me listen to it. So it's not.
Nope. We're doing this.
We're doing this. Okay. I popped back into.
This is like Taz level bullshit.
Oh god.
This is like Taz level intermission music, Alvin. I love it.
This is perfect.
I hope you guys are enjoying it though. Like I honestly hope that it's like actually entertaining to listen to.
Yeah,
is it too loud?
I'm enjoying it quite a bit. It is very loud.
Okay, I'll turn it. Do you forgive me for getting mad at you for biting me earlier and almost clawing my eye? So I got mad at you.
Oh no! You okay, Fox?
Oh yeah, he just stuck his nail in my eye.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over. It didn't last very long. I have one more thing I have to add for Hani. Don't let me forget about the crows.
Okay. Try not to.
Okay, so I'm probably planning on stopping about midnight our time, so it'll be 1 o'clock for Hani. We'll see if we can get to the next leg there. I just need her to get the information she's gonna get. And again, lore dump, so.
Yeah.
I feel bad railroading, but it's...
Sometimes that's what you need to do.
Somebody has to have some extra knowledge, and Hani rolled really fucking well on her percentile, so.
Yeah.
Not as well as Tay did. Tay, I think, got more.
Tay was born and raised in this.
Honestly, no, but...
I know. I'm just saying, like, Tay rolled really well. They were born and raised.
I mean, I could change their background, or their background.
Their introduction.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. And them.
No, fuck you. Not you. I'm talking to my Google. I'm trying to get to YouTube and it's like, no.
Hello.
Oh, she's dead.
Sorry that took longer than
No.
Hello. Hi.
Oh god,
I made it with this jam thing. And I make 2 cups for my mom also, because she's sick. I got the whole house sick. Her
good job.
brother, my daddy, all sick.
It says now ASMR with Amory.
Hello, Amory. How come I'm getting notifications from Discord?
It's on your phone.
Yeah.
Do not disturb doesn't stop mobile notification, it just stops.
Oh yeah.
Hi, mister. You're being really sweet. I'm sorry I'm not wearing a onesie and I can't stick you down it today. Alright. Honey, you ready to get back into it?
Yes, ma'am.
Got them teas?
I love that cup.
This one?
Yeah, I like the simplicity.
It has clay. It has the drippies.
I like it. Anyway, I'll let you guys get back. I just wanted to let Fox know that you can add music to the stream.
Why? What were you playing?
Something called Kahoot.
I love the Kahoot music.
I said it's like
Okay,
as
you know.
intermission music.
It's like, how does it go? All I remember is that it's like, bleep 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 bleep. It's like, I can like hear it, but I can't replicate it. It's like in my head.
Not sure. Okay. Oh. YouTube, you suck.
Boo, YouTube.
I'm trying to look up, like... I don't even know what I would want to put here, so we're just gonna, I put library intermission music, and it was like, nah.
Nah.
No. Oh god, everything's dying because Twitch. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna get back into it. I'll figure out the music thing later. Okay. So we left off with you going off to meet Glenn. And yeah. So yeah, you're gonna go out and head to the wooden pumpkin. You know where this is, you've been there before.
I've been okay, I was gonna say
it's the cheapest place in town to find booze. And it's seedy enough that people don't look at you funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and can I say also that like in her free time when she's like, okay, I need to go outside. She's such like an explorer and a map maker.
Mm-hmm.
I see her like exploring the city, like not necessarily with a destination, but on those days she decides, okay, today I'm like gonna rest. That's something I could see her doing, if that's okay with you. And like of her making little maps of like the city and stuff like that.
I'm gonna do a thing for you, honey.
Okay.
And this is gonna take place after the library, but
okay.
So there used to be a way to give you things.
Oh, on D&D Beyond?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and do your roleplay walking through.
Okay. Okay. Oh, here, let me check. Is it a map? Map? Hand axe, leather, rapier, robe, scimitar, blah, blah.
I will say you have a map. You're more than welcome to take a couple parchment papers and make maps and stuff.
Cool. Wait, what did you give me?
It'll take place after the library. I just put it in there before I forgot.
Oh, okay. Rad. So yeah, I feel like at this point, it's been, how long has it been? It's been like a long time, right?
Yeah, it's been like a year and a half.
A year. She.
It's
I
been
feel
like
like
a
she
year
knows
and a half. Sorry, I put myself on mute
Yeah.
instead of turning my camera off.
Yeah. I feel like she knows the streets pretty well by now,
Mhm.
and she's like walking pretty confidently, and you know, she's I think she's like a people person. And so she knows people or shop owner. If she goes into a shop, she wants to get to know the shop owner, that kind of stuff. So, or stalls and all that sort of stuff. Oh, I saw that, Kelsey, on the D&D Beyond. But I think it's just her usual walk down there to the wooden pumpkin. Just sort of excited to go see Glenn. I'm trying to think if she would have gotten her anything.
And to say this isn't the first time you've met Glenn,
Yeah.
whether or not
Yeah.
anything happened during those 2 times, you can decide yourself.
Happened? Okay. Wait a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Hey. Thank you, Kelsey.
I'm giving you that good L word content.
There's been something, maybe?
Yeah.
Here's the maybe Anka's just oblivious like me. And she's just like, yeah, and then like she's like, oh wait, for reals? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She's lesbian stupid. That's the word, lesbian stupid. You lesbians out there, you get it. Okay. So, I think she's really excited to go see her, and on the way there, she's thinking about if she should get her anything. I'm sure they've gotten to know each other like pretty well. Like it's been like a year and a half now. I think they've become pretty good friends.
You don't see her like every day or every week, but whenever she's
No, I don't think so. But
with her, whenever she's in town,
she comes in and out. She's not in town all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of like. I feel like Anka would want to get her a gift, but like, I don't know. Anka would know her better than me at this point. Would she know like what a good thing to get her would be? Should I roll for gift?
I would say just based on you getting to know each other, I'm not gonna have you roll insight because that'd be dumb. Because you know after a year and a half of knowing someone if they like gifts, you'll say you've kind of found out she's a secret romantic.
Okay.
So she likes, not necessarily like, you've given her probably a bottle of wine or like alcohol. She's like, oh, this is really nice. Like never was like rude about it. But she seems to react more to like the more unique gifts. She got really excited when you gave her flowers. When you saw some flowers and you're like, I want to pick these. And gave them.
I was just thinking, I was like, oh, flowers would be nice. That's romantic.
And by now, we'll say it's about late summer. Because a year and a half has passed. So there would be plenty of flower stands and stuff like that.
Okay. Can you tell me what were the color of her eyes again? Like what is she like her
she has, I don't even think I ever said the color of her eyes. I don't remember. So we're just gonna go with a deep amber color because that seems to be
deep amber.
Shrimp pink.
What?
Her eyes were pink.
Wow.
According to Alvin.
It's pink flowers.
No, they were probably like a deep ambery color.
So like a yellowish orange.
Yeah.
Nice. Like beer or caramel. Caramel? That's a good.
You have learned she has a sweet tooth. Because all Southern
I
girls
have a
have
great
sweet tooths.
idea. I have a great idea. No, I have a great idea. Okay. She goes to the market and she gets a couple things. And should I tell you what I want to get her or?
Yeah. I don't plan on this dragging
Okay.
out for too long, but yeah, go ahead.
No, of course not.
I mean, we can drag it out as long as you freaking want. It's your session, so.
Yeah. She wants to get this like jar, and it looks like it's filled with like orange peels and jelly, like a sort of jelly. And it's sort of like, obviously, it's been like, it's handmade and all this stuff, and it's like twined together all nice, like a thing. And it's like an orange jelly, but here's the thing, it's not just jelly, it's like tea. It's what I'm drinking right now that I made. And basically, you get a spoon full of this jelly and you mix it with hot water or hot milk, and it's this like, it's very sweet, and there's like, you leave the orange peels in there, so there's like orange peels at the bottom, and like it's so good, and it's supposed to be healthy for you and like make you really warm, and it's just the best. And so it's a jelly, and it's like an orangish yellow, just like her eyes. And then while she's there, she would also get flowers, yellow flowers, but I don't know what yellow flowers. Anka's dumb and needs to search this up also if she had Google. Yellow flowers. Those are pretty. I'm dumb. What are they called?
Tulips? Those are usually late spring. But I mean, it's fucking D&D. We can put fucking tulips in the middle in the end of summer.
Let's say this, it's a bouquet of like different kinds of flowers, but they're all yellow. Boom.
So, like daffodils, maybe some more yellow tiger lilies, and maybe a few marigolds, because those are definitely in season. Those are in season.
Yes.
Spring to summer.
Marigolds.
So.
Marigolds. Yes, those are very pretty. Yes, for sure.
You stop by a flower shop, and you're greeted with a young girl and a very, very strange old woman. And this woman is in fact old.
Oh.
And there are a bunch of bouquets of flowers, and the old woman is sitting in her chair in the back. I don't remember exactly what they sound like, because it's a really fucking long time ago. It's the same one that Maggie met, if you remember them. But the young girl, recycling. Because my head's not big enough for too much shit.
Woo!
The old woman just kind of is not really paying attention, and but the younger lady, the younger girl is like wandering around. She's like, "Oh, Granny, what do you think? Did these look good?" And the girl is just and she's making the bouquets and tying them with pretty ribbon. And you come up, and you've been there before. This is considered the best flower stand, unless you want to go to like the really fancy, overpriced ones in the 3rd district, which they're just not. No, they don't have the personal touch. You want the little guy.
Personal touch. Yes. I support my local businesses, not big conglomerates.
Yes. So you come up, and she's like, "Oh, hi again. I can't remember my voice. Just puberty. Puberty's great. I can't fucking remember her voice."
I've been there, kid. You'll get through it.
But she like, what would you like this time?
Okay, I kind of want like kind of a bouquet of like kind of different yellows and oranges. I heard marigolds are in season, but I'm not a flower person. I just heard it on the streets. They in season? Marigolds?
And marigolds are almost always in season during the growing months.
Good.
She goes around and she's like, "And you said all yellow, right? Do you mind if I throw some oranges in there to kind of..."
No, orange and yellow. I think that looks great together. Kind of want like the color of her eyes. I've described them to you before.
Oh, it's that girl again. Okay, I got you. And she
Yeah,
goes and
yeah,
she
yeah. I'm
starts
just wondering how
grabbing
special she's
things
now.
and putting them in, and she looks at the marigold and she kind of has a thought and then puts it in the bouquet and ties it up, and
Oh, she's
she hands
just
you a
doing
very
such a good
full
job.
bouquet tied with a gold, like a dark gold ribbon. And the woman suddenly stands up, and the girl just rolls her eyes and kind of slumps her shoulders and like, "What is it now, Granny?" She's like, and she grabs a handful of I think a handful of chrysanthemums, which are a white flower. I think, if I'm thinking of the right flower. I'm not super flowery person.
Oh, chrysanthemums do also come in white. They come in like orange and yellows and also white.
Oh, okay, those are okay. I was thinking of a different flower, but those are just fine. So she grabs a handful of those and puts them in there, and she's like, "No, you can't just not have a bouquet without chrysanthemums, chrysanthemum." And and the girl looks just embarrassed.
Now it's okay. You gotta listen to your grandmother. What am I saying? What is this boy? Now listen to your grandmother. Sometimes it's okay. You gotta respect your elders, is what I say.
Granny knows best, and she hands you the bouquet and is like, that one would be 1 gold. And you have plenty of gold. Gold confuses me, so I'll figure that out later.
Great. I'm rich.
Yeah, you kind of are. I think you're the most well off of the three
Sweet.
of the groups. There we are. So yeah, I'm assuming you hand her the gold, and this is a huge bouquet. Like, it's a nice big bouquet, and it's wrapped very pretty. It looks very nice, and yeah. So you have your jar of tea jam, and that sounds like toe jam, but it's not.
Gross.
You have your jar of
gross. I brought you to jam. Excuse me?
I made it myself.
I made it myself. Harvested by yours truly. So gross.
Okay. And you head off, and you know kind of exactly where you're going. It's been a good 4 or 5 months since you've seen her, and you're excited. It's like,
yeah. Gotta see my friend. She's coming to town. I always spoil her. She deserves it.
And you see her outside, and you walk up to this like small shack, and you see Glenn kind of standing there, like leg kicked back, very Beretta like pose.
Ouch! If you say that, I'll.
Honey's lady boner is showing.
Oh no.
But yeah, you walk in, and you guys get in. You have this typical bar food shitty dinner. Not shitty. It's not like bad, but it's not like Naomi's cooking.
It's good because we're in good company.
Yeah. But it's pretty like typical bar food kind of thing, and cheap ale, and you guys just like, well, you're still in that library then? She takes a swig.
You know it. I'm on the grind. I'm on a mission, and I always say that, but I'm having a good time. You remember the lady I was telling you about, the priest that works there. She's helping me out. We're gonna get some new help soon, so it might go by faster. But I feel good about it. Positive, stay positive.
They are not looking to convert you or nothing, are they?
Nah, they leave me alone unless I'm asking. But I mean, they ain't gotta do any converting. I'm already like Raven Queen,
Yeah, I don't wanna, I don't know. But I'm glad you see you're doing alright, and that seem to be making some progress, but yeah. I'm not I hate to say it, but this might be the last time I'm in town for a while. Like, even longer than the last times.
Really? Well, I was gonna ask too. I mean, it's just born on me. I stay the same after all these years, What about you? What's going
She
on?
puts a hand on your shoulder and just kind of laughs, and she's had a lot to drink at this point. You ain't nothing but boring, Anka.
I appreciate it. Thanks coming from you.
Well, I mean, you aren't like drug smuggler interested, but not every day.
You really got one over me on that. With the water and the jars, it's crazy. It's like you're running some sort of show.
She pulls another jar out of her bag, and this one you can see is a little bit different than the other moonshines that she's gotten. It's almost got a reddish color to it, and you can see some flower petals floating into it. Got this one from a little bit farther over the continent, but and she like holds it, and like there's a little rose kind of like on top of it, like tied around, and it's rose. It's rose, and it's not moonshine.
Did she say that, or did you say that?
This time it's not moonshine. Peter, I think you like this one. And she gives you a wink and then goes to take it.
Just like you. Has Anka already given her the gifts?
That's up to you. They just kind of going into talking.
Well, thank you. Since we're giving gifts and talking about jars, and I do owe you one. Looks like I owe you another one after this. She kind of like pulls out and like puts the jar of like jam, whatever, tea thing. And she sort of slides it over. She's like, this isn't as fun as what you've given me, but it's something for the road. It helped me out when I was real sick a couple weeks ago, and you put it in hot water. Makes the best tea in the land. I'll tell you what, gets me all warm inside. So obviously I thought of you because of that. So I thought I'd get you a jar. And these, of course, she hands her the flowers to get her face.
She gets
because you're pretty.
You can't see it because you stuck the flowers directly in her face, but she grabs them and she has the biggest grin across her face. And she pulls them down and is like, you can make up for the Omi one later. And then winks at you.
Yes!
She gives you that look, honey.
Yes! Yes! Score. But she blushes and she goes, I sure hope so. But then she goes, but really, why, what's taking you far? You're not coming back?
I might be back, but not for a while. At least a year. I'm getting on an airship. I know cats are supposed to keep their feet on the ground, but I'm gonna be heading across continent, or heading to another continent. So
cross continent.
Yeah, I got a job.
What are you doing all the way over there?
I got a very lucrative offer.
Ooh, nice. Good for the business, huh?
I should be if I can nail it right.
So you're smuggling on an airship? Isn't the security kind of...
I have my ends. But yeah. I'm not necessarily smuggling across. Well, I may be smuggling. Old habits die hard. But I will be starting let's see, helping a business get off the ground.
A business. What kind of business? I mean, what are you selling? I could be a customer.
She looks down towards the jar and then looks back up at you. Looks down back at the jar and looks back up at you.
Flavored water. I have a feel. Can that become like a running joke between them? Sorry. Yes.
You could say kinda I'm going a little legit. Just a little bit.
Just a little legit.
I know.
Glenn. No, you're making an honest living, an honest woman. I appreciate. You know what? I'm proud of you. Don't you be trying to stop me from doing my, rapscallion deeds, but really, that's great news. That's great news.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I'm glad you seem to think so. I'm just a little sorry. It's gonna keep me away.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, she just kind of gets quiet.
I'm gonna ask you. Do you want to come with me?
Oof, Kelsea, why? Yeah, sure. Rerolls character. She seems like so regretful because like it sounds so nice, but like she already knows like what the answer is gonna be. She's like, you know how much that would make me happy, but I can't. You know I can't. I have a duty to my crew. I can't.
Yeah. She looks like this is an answer she expected. And she was
Yeah.
hopeful, but this was kind of what she expected. She's like, yeah, I figured you weren't the type to settle down. Not.
Don't say that. Oh no.
But
she is at heart. I promise.
You'd be too stubborn to come with me. But I'm glad to know you'd stick with your convictions, even if it's to a higher being. Air quotes.
Well,
no disrespect. No disrespect. I just don't buy into the whole religion thing.
You know, you can believe whatever you want to believe. It's not just about that. It's my men and my women, my crew. I have a duty to them, and I can't abandon that. And
plus,
listen, what?
She's just kind of like, yeah, I figured.
She's probably gotten this multiple times, but she's like, I can't abandon them when they need me the most, and I know you know that. And listen, I wish you all of the happiness ever and whatever you're gonna do and your success. And this is gonna be the last time we see each other, obviously. And she says it with like so much confidence. It's like not even. She just says it like obviously it's gonna happen that we're gonna see each other again. But she's like, and if you can't come back here or whatever happens, I'll go see you. And after all this is over, I'll go visit you and I'll buy more of this. She takes up the jar. She's like, I'll buy more of this flavored water that makes me feel all warm inside. Okay?
Oh, my heart. Because Anka doesn't know. My fucking heart, man. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry.
Kelsea.
Oh, that was just. Oh, okay. Glenn is gonna nod and be like, yeah, that's what he would have said too.
Oh, Kelsea.
And she kind of leans in and she rests her arm on her elbow on the table and her arm in her head in her hand. And it's for him is why I'm doing this. You're wonderful, and I would love you to come with me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked. You know me. But I gotta do this, and you gotta do what you gotta do. I just thought maybe there was a chance, but I wouldn't have you come with me and be dwelling on some undead monster that could be anywhere and have that on your shoulders. So. And she leans in and gives you a cheek.
She what?
She leans in and gives you a kiss on her cheek. Or she leans in and gives you a kiss on your cheek. Fucking English.
Kelsea! Kelsea! How could you do this to me? How could you?
You don't even know the half of it.
Are you gonna kill me? Oh no!
No, I'm not gonna kill you, and I don't plan on killing her.
Oh, that laugh. But
that's not a DM laugh. That's a, oh, my heart hurts. Cause
yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, okay, no crying. Okay. Words. She doesn't say anything to, like, to respond to, like, her statements about her beliefs or anything like that. She's a little bit offended because, like, that's, like, her life's journey, and that's kind of, like, saying, like...
she was meaning it entirely, like, she was being facetious. Yeah. You can tell, like, she doesn't buy into religions, but, like, she respects your decision, so...
Yeah, and it's not, she is not the kind of, like, you have to believe, she's not like that. It's just that, like, this thing happened to me, like, this thing killed my crew, and, like, I'm trying to find it, and
yeah,
you know what I mean. And so it's like,
and you fully got
just,
the
like,
you got
undead monster.
Oh yeah, no, she's being joking about this.
Yeah,
she is trying to be lighthearted and understand, but
yeah,
you can fully tell she fully knew that this was your answer and knew that you weren't gonna leave, and that this was extremely important to you, and you got that look from her because you've been around this woman enough. You know, you've been to bed with this woman. You know how to read her pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't making light of your situation.
No, I don't think she's that kind of person.
Yeah.
And I think Anka knows that, you know, at this point, and, like, doesn't really take anything from it. Thank you for telling me all that.
Because I also had figured that you guys had some talks. You know more about Shavir. She knows more about your crew and how
about, like,
happened. Yeah.
Exactly what's going on. Yeah.
What else do lesbians sex? They talk.
Okay, I'll take it from you.
Please do.
Yeah, hold up.
Honey's got to do her drugs.
What?
I said Honey's got to do her drugs.
I gotta do my drugs. Some people cry after sex. Yes, that might be me one day if it happens. If not, it's fine. But I'll probably cry and be like, "Oh, that was so gross. I'll never do it again."
Pause. I'm gonna get us back on track.
Yes.
Not
okay.
on
Sorry.
Honey's hypothetical sex life.
My hypothetical. Yes. That's it. It's theoretical. Completely in the air. Not real.
Oh.
Anyways. When she leans forward and does that, she, like, kind of had, like, her elbow on the table, like, looking at her like this, and, like, was already kind of leaning forward, but, like, she just had kind of closed her eyes, and, like, usually she would do something daring, like, be like, "Oh, come back here," like, you know, like, give her another kiss or, like, grab her or whatever like that. But she just sort of, like, accepted it, you know, and sort of, like, with her eyes closed, like, kind of defeated, like, this is something I want, you know, and, like, but I can't, like, there's nothing that can take me away from this, like, even the happiest thing. And so it's just, like, mourning the possibility. She's already, like, mourning the possibility, and it's, like, really hard.
I told you guys I'm gonna make you hurt. And this
How
is
can
only the
you
tip of the
forget me?
iceberg.
How can you make me care so much? You're so good at making me care. But um what is she supposed to say, you know? Just thank you, I guess. I think she would want to say thank you.
As Anka's sitting there in kind of an awkward silence, Glenn gives a little bit of a chuckle. And just do me one favor.
Mm-hmm.
Make one of those stabs for me.
Oh.
She kind of looks
Ouch.
on your hip. And you aren't gonna leave me without a goodbye present, are you? And she's looking at you, like, trying to lose, like, the mood and, like...
She sort of, like, leans back in her chair, kind of, like, crosses her legs. She's like, I mean, I already got you, too. What other present do you want from me?
She leans in and, like, gets closer. And just kind of does that thing where, you, like, somebody looks you up and down. You. I love this.
Oh, Kelsea.
You're welcome.
Thank you for getting me late.
Honey's character. Always late.
And Alvin, too. Does this count? Both campaigns.
Both campaigns.
It's been my character of everyone that this happens. Thank you so much.
Honey's getting the most action out of any of us.
I haven't said no. No, I haven't said no. That's right. That's right. Okay, so
give Honey the what she wants.
Listen, I do what I want. That includes who. Anyways, so she sort of like smiles and she's like, hold up. Oh no, that's not a good thing to say. She says, happy to oblige.
Then what are we waiting for? And she picks up her drink and slams it, and then grabs your arm and starts pulling you up the stairs to her room.
She's just like happily dragged and like kind of reaches back for her own drink and kind of like swigs it, like puts it back on the table and is dragged away. And she is happy.
Now, I'm not going to make you roleplay this, because I don't actually want to roleplay this. But I will say, you guys had a good night, and there may have been some noise complaints. But as you don't get a lot of sleep, you go into your oh my god, Cal finally piped up.
Cal is still waiting for me to write the daisy one. We'll have no, that's so embarrassing. It's weird. I could draw the other one. This one is too sacred.
You wake up in the morning and she's not there. But you do see a note in one of the daffodils from your bouquet. It's folded over. It's very nice with the jar of rose liquid. It's a little too close to home, Alvin. And on the note, well, God, 2 people now have been left with notes. I have a problem with tropes. But there's a note, and you wake up and you grab the note, and it's basically just a goodbye letter, and that that she'll see you again, and that reminds you one more time. One of those hits is gonna be for her when you find him. Not if you find him, when you find it. And with love, Glenn.
Oh.
Huh?
Sorry, she just had a thought.
What's
later.
Okay. We love
it's
Gwen,
okay.
or Glenn. Fuck, Glenn. And she got off on one of the airships. Sorry, honey. Stop making your character so fucking charming and people wouldn't fall in love with them.
I'm sorry. I can't help it. Oh, they're so charming.
Okay, drink some tea.
I'm out of tea. There's only orange slices at the bottom. Just like the tea Anka gave her.
And you did get, I'm sorry, honey, you did see a mug that once had the stuff in it, so she let you sleep. Because I'd say if you're exhausted, elves actually have to sleep. That's my ruling.
Nice.
Because that's fucking OP, and I think it's stupid.
I like it.
Like, if you're exhausted or like did some very strenuous activities, you have to sleep. So you zonked out, actually, and she, P.S. You're cute.
Best sleep ever.
You're cute when you're sleeping at the bottom. And you see a that has some orange slices at the bottom and looks like it'd been steeped. Like she had gotten up and drank that in the morning. Besides moonshine, which is what her normal routine is. Good job on it.
I just love her so much.
I'm sorry, honey. Okay.
Oh my god.
So after that rousing night and the bittersweet goodbye, when you were sleeping, you did feel her hug you and give you a kiss on the cheek, and she like played with your hair. You have dreadlocks, so she can't literally run her fingers through it, but you go back to the library and
back to the grind.
Filled with a newfound want to get this done so that you can get back.
Mm-hmm.
God, this would be a really good place to leave off for the night.
It would be super good.
Alright, I was gonna let it go until midnight because I want to get a lot more done, but this just feels like too good of a place to leave off. So
it feels so good. It feels really good. And can I say one thing then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So her rapier that she has, I want to say that it has a. Would you say that what kind of handle do you say would you say it has?
Well, you drew it with a handle.
I did draw it with the handle, but I'm thinking I want some way for her to like carve in the handle, like just Glenn.
Aww.
And it would be a reminder like of Glenn and this Glenn, you know, both of them, you know, like, oh my god, I'm sorry. That name is like...
It was an accident, too. I named this character fucking Glenn, and I went back and I reread Hani's chat the other day, and I'm like, oh, Glenn was the name of her first mate. And then I went back to read my notes, and I'm like, fuck, I didn't know I did that.
And so, like, it has so much, like, meaning and, like, so much, like, love for her, you know, like, in her heart of, like, this is what I'm doing this for, you know?
I'll say, keep that in mind, and after a bit, we'll get you to a blacksmith and you can get this done properly.
Okay, sweet.
So that we can get it fancier done, unless you want to carve it yourself, but then there's going to be a lot of charity and a lot of, sleight of hand rules and stuff like that, so.
I think she would kind of wanted to have it, like, fancily done. Like,
okay.
Really
that's kind of what
nice.
I thought. That's what I was like, we can get you a blacksmith.
Yeah, a blacksmith would be good.
Unless she wants to do that on her way in and just goes to a blacksmith and be like, I want this done. Like, that could be, like a moment
the next day.
No, I mean, like, she wakes up and is like, okay, she's gone. I want to do this, and kind of goes...
Nice one, Kel.
So you can... I literally can... If you want to do it the minute you walk out, you can go to a blacksmith. It costs about 2 gold to get it, like, intricately done already into the handle. And then you can go on your merry way back to the library.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, make sure you write that down. In your
that
tab?
I do it.
No, just make sure you write it down that her rapier handle has Glenn on it.
Yes. Rapier.
Because it seems like a moment she'd be like, all right, looks at her rapier, I'm gonna do this, walks out, goes straight to a blacksmith.
She is
Do this,
exactly that kind of person.
Yeah.
She's like, next day, boom, very goal oriented.
I know exactly how your character. I know exactly how your guys' characters work. I'm pretty good at that.
You know me well. Know me well.
But yeah.
So let me write this down on here on the notes. Rapier. Glenn.
Next session we're gonna have more library, and then we should be able to get you done next time.
Yes, I love it.
I'm excited.
All
right.
I'm so excited too.
So
thank you, Kelsea.
You're welcome.
I'm holding the session so close to my heart.
This is only the tip of my iceberg of how badly I'm gonna make you hurt.
Yay! So excited.
Oh, my ear. Hold on.
Whoop. Ouch, ouch.
Okay. But yeah. Alright, that's I'm gonna close the session here. Thank everybody for watching, and I will figure out a time we can run another Anka because I would really like to get to it because I'm really excited.
I'm also so excited. This is like the best for me. Like I'm like so happy. Like I feel so lucky.